As the sun sets on the sleepy town of Claremont, a dark and chilling presence looms over its streets. For years, residents have been living in fear of a monster lurking in their midst, a serial killer whose reign of terror has left a trail of blood and tragedy. Who is this devil in human form? And how did they manage to evade capture for so long? Join us on a spine-tingling journey as we delve into the twisted mind of a killer and the horror they unleashed on an unsuspecting community. This is the story of the devil in Claremont. The Claremont Serial Killer is one of the most horrifying cases in Australia's history of unsolved crimes. It all started in the mid-1990s when 3 young women vanished from the affluent Perth suburb of Claremont. The first victim was Sarah Spires, a beautiful and vivacious 18-year-old who disappeared after a night out with friends on January 27, 1996. Her family reported her missing the next day, but despite an extensive search and investigation, she was never found. The following year, on June 9, 1997, Jane Rimmer, a 23-year-old child care worker, went missing after leaving a pub in Claremont. Her body was discovered in a bushland in Wellard, south of Perth, a few weeks later. She had been strangled and her body had been left in the open for several days. Just a few months later, on August 15, 1997, Kiara Glennon, a 27-year-old lawyer, disappeared after leaving a nightclub in Claremont. Her body was found in Eglinton, north of Perth, on April 3, 1997, more than 6 months after she vanished. She had also been strangled and her body was left in a remote bushland. The killing shook the city of Perth and left the entire country in shock. The police launched an intense investigation, but for more than 2 decades the case remained unsolved. The killer was dubbed the Claremont Serial Killer and became one of Australia's most notorious and elusive murderers. Numerous theories and suspects have emerged over the years, but the identity of the killer remains unknown. Some believe that the killer was a local man who knew the Claremont area well and was familiar with the victims. Others believe that the killer could be a truck driver who traveled between Perth and the eastern states. Some even suspect that the killer could be a police officer or someone with links to law enforcement. In the midst of the Claremont serial killer's reign of terror, one woman was able to escape his grasp and lived to tell the tale. Her name was Kim, and her chilling account of her encounter with the killer would send shockwaves throughout the city of Perth. It was the early hours of March 15, 1997, when Kim was walking home from a night out with friends. As she passed by the well-known Ocean Beach Hotel, a car pulled up beside her. The driver, who appeared to be a young man, asked Kim if she needed a lift home. At first, Kim declined, but the man persisted and eventually convinced her to get into the car. Once inside, Kim realized that something was not right. The man drove her to a secluded area and began to act aggressively toward her. Kim knew that she was in grave danger and made a split-second decision to jump out of the moving car and run for her life. Despite suffering injuries from the fall and the ensuing chase, Kim managed to escape and seek help from a nearby house. Her description of the man and his car would later become crucial evidence in the investigation into the Claremont serial killer. Kim's bravery and quick thinking undoubtedly saved her life and helped to bring the Claremont serial killer to justice. Her story serves as a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope and a chance for survival. The Claremont serial killer remains a chilling and unsolved case that has haunted Perth for over 2 decades. The families of the victims are still seeking justice and closure, and the people of Perth remain vigilant, hoping that one day the killer will be unmasked and brought to justice. As we come to the end of this spine-chilling journey through the Claremont serial killer's reign of terror, we hope that we have shed some light on this unsolved case and given you a deeper understanding of the sheer horror that the victims and their families endured. We urge you to spread awareness about this case and help us in any way possible to bring justice to the victims and their loved ones. If you found this video informative and engaging, please hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more videos on true crime mysteries. Do leave your thoughts and comments below, and we will see you in the next video.